Welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports, and today I've got Reginald Scot and Giovanni Prosperi.
Hi.
Is it that I
Prosperi,
pronounce?
yes,
Prosperi.
Prosperi.
Okay.
Prosperi.
And this is I don't know, I'd say a long time coming. So welcome to the US.
Thank you.
How's it been so far?
It's been okay for what I've seen so far. I've not been here very long, and I've only been in San Diego.
Yep.
But it's a beautiful place, and the roads are nice and smooth, and I'm kind of sad that I don't have more time to cycle.
Well, fortunately, Reginald is a 55. So anytime you want to come, you can ride one of my 55s.
I was going to say, I'm much younger than 55.
Well, the earlier today I had Reginald on my 55 Richie, so that's why I'm saying he's a 55. So we're good to go there if he ever wants to come back out. And let's talk about why you are in the US right now.
Good question. Fugitive from the law. And a huge Trump fan, so that's what...
Oh, there you go.
I'm here because of this nice gentleman. Basically, I'm here as sort of a bit of a media guy and also a mechanic for Giovanni's attempt at the solo race across America.
That's right. That's right. And Giovanni's been on the channel before. Last year, you did Race Across the West.
Yes.
And how did that go for you last year?
Went very well,
Okay.
despite one of my crew member that is also one of my best Italian friend fell asleep and ran me over with the
We shouldn't laugh. But...
with the team car.
Well, the reason I'm laughing is because this is common.
it's common.
This is more common than you think.
Is it because people are sleeping with somebody's wife or something? Or?
No. So what ends up happening is the crew is exhausted. They're exhausted, and especially if you're on a climb and you're doing 8 miles per hour or whatever that is in kilometers, you're just.
Yeah, and also he came from Italy and was really jet lagged. So
How much?
Probably a bit drunk as well.
Yeah. How much time did he have before
like
you launched out?
2-3 days.
Yeah.
Not
enough.
Even, not enough.
Yeah.
For sure. But I finished the race. My goal was to be below 70 hours. I finished in 68 hours. Third overall. So I was pretty satisfied, and I thought to myself, okay, I have to do the big one, the race across America. That's why I'm here again.
Right. So now let's back up some more because you did 2-person relay.
Yes.
What year did you do that?
2021.
And how did that
Yeah, that went very well. We won the race. Okay, we were the only team at the finish line, but that's...
You got to be in it to win it.
Yes.
You got to be in it to win it. You have to finish.
You have to finish.
Yep.
8 days and some hours. It went very well. We had a lot of fun. I understood a lot about my ultra cycling career, let's say it like that.
So that was 4 years ago.
Yes.
At that point, how long had you been an ultra cyclist?
Not so long. Like I started ultra cycling in Italy in 2018 with Race Across Italy.
So very, very steep learning curve. Yeah?
Yeah, that somebody was even faster than me, like a steeper learning curve than me. I believe that to get to Race Across America, I've done all the, how do you say in English, the intermediate steps.
Yes.
Like
Yep.
I'm 7 times qualified.
Yeah.
So okay, I know people, they did Race Across America right away after they qualified once and they finished. Also, I met Sean, the Canadian guy
Sean.
that you were like interviewing the other time. He just had 2 ramp qualifier. He finished. He told me this morning that he finished Race Across the West in 85 hours. And
What's the time limit for that one?
90. So,
Wow, so
very close to the limit.
Yeah.
So he is very brave to take the big leap and go to race across America.
Well, when I was talking to him, I was wondering myself if it was too soon, but you know, who am I to judge?
No, I hope we can make it. We start very close, 1 minute from each other, because it's 701 and I'm 700.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So he told me 12:59 launch. What time is yours?
no, he's 12:49
12:49.
and 12:50.
12:50. Okay.
Yeah,
I want
just
to be
me.
there Tuesday.
Okay,
I'm
great.
I've been trying to block out Tuesday so I can be there. Okay, so you've been in it.
Sorry, last
Yes.
year was great luck to me to come here to the shop to have this interview and then to see you at the starting line, and
Yeah.
I'm very happy you'll be there again,
I hope so.
and I'm very happy to be here again.
Right,
this
right.
year.
So last year we shot, I think, 3 videos. One was a visit here. Then we did his bikes, and then we were at the start line. So, yeah, I'm hoping that I am what you call it, a talisman, right? The good luck.
Talisman.
Yeah, yeah.
Not good. Great.
Great. Okay, great.
Great luck.
And so, how did you two meet?
Through my channel.
Yes. Yes.
You messaged me, and you said, big fan, and I would like to invite you to be part of my team for Race Across America. And I agonized over that decision, and I very carefully wrote a message back saying, I really appreciate the offer, but I just don't think I'm fit enough to race across America. And he said, no, you misunderstand. I'm not asking you to ride with me. I'm asking you to come and support me. I was like, oh, thank goodness for that. I was like, because otherwise you're going to be really embarrassed.
Yeah. When that invitation came through, did you understand the magnitude of this race? The 9-10 days crammed up in a vehicle, probably not going to get a good hot meal for a few days. I don't know what the crew rotation is going to be like, and media, but how much did you know?
Nothing.
Don't scare him, please.
What? Sorry, explain this again.
Wait, 10 days? What?
What? No, more.
I hope I can finish in 10 days.
I think it's like 12, right?
My goal is to finish in less than 11.
Less than 11.
Let's try less than
Okay, that's
11.
good.
But
Okay.
the time limit is 12. So if it's necessary, I'm going to take until the last second.
Because I say this often, the primary objective of an ultra is finishing.
Of course.
Anything else is gravy, as they say. It's just icing on the cake if you place, or top 3, top 5, whatever, or hitting your time goal. But the primary objective is always finishing. As they say, things, mechanicals and heat and weather, all kinds of things can go wrong. And it's just about moving forward. Keep making forward progress on the race course. So how much of this did you know, or what are you expecting? I guess that's a better question.
I think there's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure on the team.
Yeah.
And there's one thing that's been playing in the back of my mind since I arrived and since I started meeting the other team members, which is the amount of pressure I personally feel to not make a silly mistake.
Yeah.
Because there could be anything. For example, you lose the keys to the van, or
Yes.
you can't find a tool in the heat of the moment to fix something, or
Yes.
you see it in the Tour de France all the time, somebody trying to get a bike off a rack or something, or they do something wrong and they lose the rider time.
Yeah.
And so every single second that I feel like I personally lost, Giovanni is going to eat away at me a little bit. So I've got this sort of back in my mind tension of, I want to make sure that everything goes as well as I can possibly make it, so that he's going to get the best possible race.
Yeah.
Because if he misses a goal by a minute or two,
Yeah.
I'm going to be thinking, oh, is there something I could have done, or is there
What
something
could I
that
have done
didn't-
better?
Yeah, exactly. And it's
could I
my
have done
first. I
better?
mean, a lot of the guys in his team, guys and girls, because it's a mixed team, they've done this before. So a lot of them have done like 3 or 4 races with different riders, so they're already very experienced. And so I'm sitting there at the team meetings listening to everyone with their experience, and
Yeah.
the information is coming thick and fast. And I'm thinking, right, I've got to do this, I've got to remember this. And, everyone also has got multiple roles. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm not only covering the race through video and posting every day, hopefully covering the race, but I'm also head mechanic and I'm also a driver. So no matter what is going on, I'll be adopting one of those 3 roles. But also the team leader has said you'll be doing anything and everything. So
Anything
if
and
they need
everything.
somebody to fill bottles,
Go make some bottles.
Yeah.
Go make him a sandwich. or, yeah.
shuttle people backwards and forwards from hotels or
Yeah.
whatever it is that we're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's people have already said to me that it's stressful.
Yes.
It's going to be stressful for the 12 days, but I'm hopefully just going to enjoy it as an experience. And that's what I said to myself when I came on this trip: is why not, right? They do say you tend to regret the things you don't do.
Yeah.
When your time comes.
Yeah.
If I hadn't have come, I would have been like, I wish I'd gone to that American thing and done that race.
Well, let's cover that real quick. Have you been to the U.S. before?
No, this is my first time here. So I've extensively traveled around the world, but I've never made it to the United States.
Yeah.
So it's going to be amazing. I don't think many people have had the opportunity to visit so many states. I mean, yes, I'll be doing it from the back end of a van, but I'll still get to see an awful lot of the countryside and an awful lot of the geography of the place, and hopefully I'll get a chance to see some sights as well.
Yes.
Get a feel of the country.
The landscape is amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
just the Monument Valley,
yeah.
it worth the
Yeah.
trouble to
Yeah.
come in.
Monument Valley, Utah, right?
Arizona, Utah.
Yeah. Arizona, Utah.
My wife is very disappointed that she wasn't able to come.
Oh.
She was planning to come, and some idiot got her pregnant. So, so it's like we're at the stage now where she's not really able to travel, and so she's at home with my 3-year-old daughter, seething.
So you have one daughter?
I have one daughter already.
Okay.
And she's very unhappy that I'm getting to come to America.
Yeah.
So I promised her that I will be back and we're going to get an RV or something and go do some traveling. But this at least gives me opportunity to see some places in the US and say, hey, you know what? I might want to revisit this place next time.
So as I remember it, California, and then you're going to go into Arizona and eventually start making your way into Colorado, and that starts to open things up quite a bit. And if you haven't seen huge mountains like that before and going, do you do Wolf Creek this year?
Yes.
Yeah, so you go what?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So you'll go over 10, right? Is that 10,000?
Yeah, I believe it's 12,000, something like that.
The Continental Divide. So
Or 11,500.
really good
It's high.
picture and video. I mean, just photo op after photo op after photo op. There's just a lot of cool stuff. And so let me ask you, how many vehicles, how many crew do you have?
So we have 3 vehicles,
Okay.
a big Ford Transit and 2 minivans,
Okay.
and 8 people.
8.
8
Okay.
crew. Yes.
We lost one member, right?
Yeah, we lost
should
one
have been
member.
9.
No. We should have been 8. We lost 1 and we gained 1.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
No, that's
All
all
right.
right.
So we
Sorry.
lost 1. We got
Originally, I thought there was going to be 9 people.
1. No, it was always 8.
Ah, okay.
And is your wife here? Because she's.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes,
good.
my wife is always with me.
She's always gonna. Yeah.
in my crew.
That's a beautiful.
For the biggest races. Yes,
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing that you can do this together.
Yeah. We love to do this together.
Right.
It's something that pushes us together.
Yeah. And so with the 3, or let's say 8, let's just say you plan on riding 20 hours per day, 18
I
hours
don't
per
like
day.
to have this kind of plans. Like I'm sure.
I know it
I
averages
have
out
the-
to something, but
I have the plan the plan that I will ride the first 2 days without sleeping.
Okay.
Because there is in Arizona there is a mandatory shuttle, so we cannot ride all the
Mandatory shuttle?
shuttle. Yes. So
Oh.
for I believe it's a stretch of 30 miles that you cannot ride. You have to step in your car, and they have
Oh.
to take you to the other side. You have to do this 30 miles.
Some construction, some something.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what they have. And that will be my first sleep. So,
Okay.
and then I go by my feelings.
Of course.
When I feel like I need to sleep, I will sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. So my goal is less than 11 days. So I'll try to ride 280 miles every day. This is average. So if I know, today I've done 300, okay, I can go to sleep.
You've banked a few miles. Let's get a little bit of extra rest.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes.
good. That's good. Going back to you, Reginald, when, obviously, I have told my crews over the years to record everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because, all the pretty stuff, when he's riding strong and everything's going well, that doesn't paint the picture of what a real ram race is like. People suffer. People, aches, pains. It's a painful race to be on the bike for 12, 11 days. So make sure you capture a lot of that other stuff too, What I used to tell my crews is, if for whatever reason I stopped and something was going on, someone should be on the camera, right? One person assisting me, but the other person on the camera. So just a little pointer there. And then those moments, those real moments of him going through some issue, we don't know what it's going to be. How are you in the heat?
No, I'm very good in the heat. I like the heat. I'm not very good in the cold.
Oh, okay.
So...
Well, it's a summer race, so you're okay.
Yes.
It's a summer race here, and the heat is a lot. Arizona can be 100 plus.
Yeah.
California can still be 100 plus.
No, under the sun, I've seen like 120, 125.
Yeah.
Under the sun, so... But I like it. I don't mind. Especially in the West. Because in the West it's dry heat.
It is dry.
So if you drink a lot, you don't feel it so much.
Yeah.
In the East, when it's gonna be
Humid.
very humid, the moisture.
But you live in Ohio.
Yes, I know.
Isn't it humid there?
Yes, it's very
Okay.
humid.
Okay.
It's very humid, but it's different when you go for your training ride that it's 4, 5 hours or 8 hours at something. It's like you're 10 days on a bike and you have to ride all day long.
Yeah.
It's different.
It is way different. Let's switch gears a little bit here. Reginald, do you remember?
That was clever.
What's that?
I like
Oh,
that.
clever.
Switch gears.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you saw one of my videos?
I can't remember what I had for breakfast. Yes, I think I did. How did I start watching your videos? Did I just randomly come across your channel? I think I might have done. You might have commented on one of my videos. I think that might have been it. But I think one of the first ones that everyone mentions is the old arm twitch, the old elbow signals. When you're going to get up and out the saddle. I remember that being.
Oh
one of the
yeah,
first,
the chicken wing.
Yeah, that's one of the
chicken
first
wing.
ones that I watched.
Yeah.
A lot of you.
Welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports, and today's cycling tip. If you're riding with some folks and you're on a climb, the way to tell people that you're about to stand up is you flick your elbows, because a lot of times when you go to stand up, your bike may rock backwards and the rider directly behind you might kiss your wheel. So it looks like this. You're riding along, flick your elbows, stand up, and everyone should be safe.
A
Yep.
lot of your customers and fans talk about that one. But yeah, and immediately after watching one of your videos, I thought, this is somebody I can subscribe to. Because I always like to hear my own opinions back. And
You like, what is it, confirmation bias?
yes, definitely. Yeah, that's what YouTube's all about. You know,
Yes.
the algorithm just pushes you towards the
That's
stuff that
right.
you're going to
You
like,
keep
right?
going down that echo chamber.
Yes, that's right. So I've been a bit disappointed more recently, but
Well, we can address those things.
but and I thought this is my jam.
Yep.
I like this, and you're a fellow roadie, of course, but also into things like rim brakes.
Yes.
You understand the importance of them and the necessity for them on road bikes, and various other things as well. But I also,
My
I've
tripod
learned-
notwithstanding.
your tripod notwithstanding, we can address that as well. But people are like, "What's he talking about?"
What's he talking about?
He's got a very nice bipod for his camera, which is carbon fiber, very expensive. How much did that bipod cost you?
Oh, thousands.
Thousands.
It's a
yeah.
full Durace. It's a full Durace disc brake bike that is now holding a selfie stick, which is my tripod slash bipod. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's
And I get a lot of
insulated.
grief because I have that bike.
We're bullying him.
Yes. Yes.
Send help. Yeah.
like okay, you're supposed to be the steel rim brake guy, and you got this carbon disc brake bike, so it's okay. All bikes need love.
He's lost some street cred.
I know. But go on. So
there you go.
So you found the channel, and
Yeah,
then you
but
like
I've-
the confirmation bias.
I like the confirmation bias, but I've also enjoyed some of your tips as well. And I think the nice thing is that you're a fellow bike mechanic as well.
Yeah.
And wherever you talk to bike mechanics around the world, I'm sure you've had this experience as well when you meet people online. It could be through Instagram or anything, and you just get chatting with the bike mechanics. We all suffer the same things, we all suffer the same difficulties with customers. And I think there's a lot of very good bike mechanics out there who genuinely do it for the passion.
Yep.
Because, like you were saying earlier, you don't make much money doing this job. And we're not complaining. But it's a case of, you have to enjoy it, you have to love the sport, and you have to love helping people out with their bikes, because it can be a difficult and grueling task sometimes, trying to get people's bikes fixed and back on the road.
and sometimes within their budget, not the way you would have preferred to fix it.
Yeah, and
It's a hard conversation to have sometimes. It's like, well, no, that should be replaced.
Yeah, the customer, they're sometimes very determined. They want a particular thing.
Yeah.
And that's always difficult as well, because I think in a lot of businesses, people expect to get ripped off. They expect that someone's going to try and upsell them something, or that there's some big corporation behind a business,
And
that's
so they're
constantly
skeptical
pushing.
of that
Yeah, that's
happening.
right.
Yeah.
But with little bike shops like this, owner run, a lot of the time we're genuinely trying to get you on what we believe is the best solution for you. And a lot of other bigger bike shops or chain shops are just going to go, no, you do need the Dura-Ace
Here's-
carbon
yeah.
disc brake, whatever,
You
aero
need this
bike.
whole group set because your shifter is stuck.
Exactly, whereas us, it's like, just spray that with a bit of lube and it'll start
And
working
it,
again.
and it does.
Yeah.
Every time it's one of my popular videos where people come back and say my local bike shop, my LBS, blah blah blah, new group, this and that, and all I did was spend $10 or $5 on this lube. 5 minutes, it was working again, and that gives me a lot of pleasure, because there's a lot of times when a bike shop will steer you the wrong way. They don't mean to, but they just don't have the knowledge. Like, they don't know that you can just unstick that shifter, right? But let me tell you about the two videos that stick in my mind that I think were the first ones that I watched. And YouTube fed them to me.
Mine?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
It was when you did a video on, and hopefully I'm getting this right because it's been a while since I saw it, that the Ultegra Di2 group didn't make sense, that you either buy the 105 Di2 or buy the Dura-Ace Di2 group set. Like, it didn't make sense for people to spend the money on the Ultegra Di2. Did I get that right, or was your argument something different? But I remember that was the first video I ever saw.
Okay.
Now, today I want to talk to you about the new Ultegra Di2 12-speed and why it's a really bad idea to buy it. And actually, it goes beyond just a bad idea. It's actually the worst idea or the worst group set you could possibly buy, in my opinion. Okay, and my opinion is based on facts, reason, evidence, and logic, but it is still just my opinion. So if you choose to disagree with my reasoning, my facts and my logic, then that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. No, that was essentially the gist of the argument. Yeah.
Yep.
Just if you want DI2, if for whatever reason you feel you need it, just go for the 105.
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of my opinion with regards to most group sets, even the mechanical. It's like 105 is such a phenomenal group set. It's such great value for money. It does exactly what Dura Race does. Literally, the only difference is the badge and the weight.
Yep.
So 99.99% of people who are just riding for pleasure, you're absolutely fine on the 105. But for me, like buying Ultegra DI2 for the money, you could buy like SRAM Red, or at the time, SRAM Red mechanical, or even Dura Ace mechanical. And I'm like, why would you want Ultegra DI2 when you could have the top of the range mechanical group set?
And I think one of the other arguments you
That
had
upset a lot of people.
Yeah, it was another argument. Another point that you had in that video was also that you were then susceptible, or you were tied more to your bike shop or the mechanics and all that stuff because you couldn't repair or do things yourself anymore, and it just there was something in there that was that.
You will notice there's a lot of inbuilt obsolescence going
Yes.
on with the bike industry. It's been going on for years, and it really upsets me because when I started out cycling, I never went to a bike shop.
Right.
I bought a bike, and then I just did everything myself. And it wasn't until years later when I decided, hey, I really like this cycling thing. I probably should get a nice road bike,
Right.
that I went back to a shop and I got a professional fit done and I got a custom made bike made, which was not something I could do myself. But that's when I started to go back to the bike shop. But essentially before then, when I was just riding for social pleasure or commuting, at home, sitting on the floor, replacing my own cable or tweaking my own brakes.
Yeah.
And back then, when I first started riding, YouTube wasn't even that big a thing.
Right.
But now, with YouTube videos, with good advice online, you can pretty much do most things yourself if you've got a mechanical bike.
Or if you watch our channels, because we do provide good
Occasionally.
Educational content. Yeah. The other video I watched that I remember way, way early on in watching your videos was one about bar tape, physique bar tape, and that you had bought all this bar tape in all the different colors, and then you lost money.
Oh, yeah, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, Reginald Scot here and welcome to the video. So today I'm going to explain how I lost several $1,000s on bar tape and what exactly is going on with this bar tape. So to sum up, basically, what I'm trying to do is help other people avoid the mistakes that I have made in my own business. When I started my business, I had no help with regards to experienced people around me giving me advice on how to run a business.
And then I made a comment. Any color as long as it's black.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk around my bike shop to all my own personal bikes. They all have black bar tape, and it's all just the standard low price.
That's not true, yeah.
Well, with Bianchi, you have to do
I
that.
see a white
There's
one.
a white one.
Well, yeah. Oh,
There's another one.
Almost.
all right.
Exposed.
The Bianchi has to have Celeste. That's just the way that is.
That's true.
Okay, we agree on that.
has to happen.
That's mandatory.
Right. But I do remember that video, and I was like, this is a guy suffering through some of my pains, because there's stuff on my wall that I bought too much of, wrong allocation of the different sizes of something, and so I was like, okay, this guy owns a bike shop. He has to deal with the same kind of things I deal with. and he talks some sense. So then I started
Some,
watching.
yeah, some.
And so
Occasionally.
I started watching you more and more. And, you know, from time to time, I disagree with you, but it's fine, right? Because you have to have some type of different opinions. You can't always be lockstep with everyone. I mean, that's going to be hard to find, I think. So let me ask you, in general, what is your feeling of YouTube as a medium for people that are looking to be educated? Do you find that there's enough content that is coming to people that is good, solid, educational stuff? Or is it all just marketing?
Can I cover disagreements first?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So, this is something I actually wanted to make I was telling Giovanni the other night, actually, I want to make a video on this. I have a note on my phone where I
Okay.
put all my video ideas
Yep,
down, and
yep.
eventually I'll get around to doing them.
Eventually.
You know, one a week at the moment, but when I've got more time, hopefully I can get through them. But one of the ideas I've had is the products that you like, the
Yeah.
stuff that you think are good on your bike,
Yeah.
that's all rubbish. Okay?
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because I'll get comments from people like, for example, I love TPU tubes. I
Okay.
think TPU tubes, in my opinion, are one of the best products that's come out in like a decade because they're cheap, they're light, you know, being cost effective makes them a good product, in my opinion. They give you great rolling resistance. They pack down really small to put in your jersey. You know, they made my cycling life better for virtually no additional cost. You know, I was already buying inner tubes.
Yeah.
So just switching the material of the tube didn't really cost me much, and it's, in my opinion, it's improved my life massively. So I made a video about how much I love TPU tubes, and you'll get like, I don't know, 20 comments in the positive saying, oh yeah, I love them too, you're absolutely right. And then we get one guy who said, well, I bought 400 of them and every single one of them punctured the same day, you know, kind of thing. You'll get that one guy who's like absolutely hates TPU tubes and got these crazy
You're
stories.
running TPU, right?
Yeah, I'm running
Yeah.
TPU because of it.
Because of it.
So
Because of it.
yeah, blame me. And
Of course, I blame you.
initially, when you get these comments, you can kind of react badly to them in your own mind, and you think, "Oh, it's that. There's always one, isn't there, who's like got this issue kind of thing." But then I started to think about it, and I was like, "Well, the other day you were talking about waxing your chain,
Yes.
right?" And you were like, "Oh, I disagree with Reginald because I think waxing's great, and Reginald doesn't like it or thinks it's not good." And I said, "No. It's not that I don't think it's good. It just doesn't work for me." And I think that's something we really need to importantly remember when we're looking at cycling products. One person that comes in your shop might do a particular type of riding, or they might live in a particular environment, or they might ride during a certain part of the year. And so a product that you really love and you think is absolutely great when applied to you or applied to somebody else might not work for that customer. So that's why I say the cycling products you like are rubbish, because if you put that on a bike and somebody in China or in America or in Europe, they're going to have a completely different experience just because of where they live. You know, you've got flat land, you've got hills, you've got clean roads, you've got dirty roads, you've got, salt spray areas where you've got sand and stuff coming in from the sea.
Yep.
You've got humidity. So that's like, for example, tubeless. If you live in a humid environment, the tubeless sealant coagulates much, much faster than it would do here in this dry environment. So you'd be constantly like scraping out your tires and doing more maintenance. So that was my thing. It's like when we have a disagreement, I don't think it's necessarily one of us is wrong, or that we're disagreeing just to be controversial with each other or anything like that. I think it's just the case we have different experiences, and so what we fall in love with from the cycling world is just going to be different.
Yeah.
And so I have to remember that when I'm telling people about my products or telling people about stuff that I like, I've just got to say, well, for me this worked really, really well, or it didn't work. Don't get offended, because, and I'll say even during my waxing videos, people really got upset about this, but in both of the waxing videos I did, I said, go try it. I didn't say it's rubbish. I didn't say never touch it. I said it didn't work for me.
But they didn't hear it.
No, they don't hear that. There's like this small percentage of people that don't hear that part.
Yeah.
They just didn't hear that now. It was just like,
Yeah.
like they just tinnitus or something. But
Yeah.
no. So that's what I try to aim for. I can only, if you want to be honest with people, you can only tell them your personal experience.
That's
and
true.
you can say, hey, this was really great. I love this. But like I say, there's going to be one guy who has just a terrible experience with that product, and he's going to think you're a complete a-hole.
Right. And that anything past that is not good advice, because that one thing that you recommend is rubbish in his eyes, right?
Exactly.
So I took a quick look at your channel because I was curious at.
Oh, wow. I was going to say, crikey.
I don't want you to be
She
prepared. All right. So your top 3 videos, the
Okay.
best way that I can look at them were
Okay.
1, Trek bikes and why I would never buy one.
Yep.
Number 2, best commuting tires. And number 3, disc brakes, a marketing gimmick. Tell me how you came about those. Like, for example, your best video, as far as I can tell, is your Trek bikes and why I would never buy one. How did you come up with that stance? Because Trek bikes, sells extremely well.
In America, yeah, for sure. And in a lot of places, actually. They used
Yep.
to sell really well in
I mean,
Brunei as well.
they are a
Also in Italy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, the way I come up with video ideas is they just hit me.
Yeah.
I'll be working in the shop one day and I'll be annoyed with something. And I'll be like, this is going in my list. I'm just an old curmudgeon.
So
It's like,
ironically, it is his most popular video, and I do watch a lot of his videos, but I haven't seen that one or the number 2.
oh, you haven't seen it?
So I haven't seen it. So that's why
okay.
I want you to give me the flavor of it. What happened? Is it just their engineering? Is it their marketing? There's just too much marketing and no
I think the
too much
title-
fluff and
The title is obviously a little bit, catchy. People often accuse me of clickbait, I think, in some things. But it's an accurate description. I say exactly that in the video. That's what the video is all about. It's not as if you click on it and it's something completely different.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit of a complicated story. So basically, I was working on a lot of Trek bikes at the time, and I was working on a lot of new Trek bikes. Now, if you're talking about the period of time where Lance Armstrong was riding, then hey,
external cables.
I'd have had Trek. Yeah, fantastic bikes, right?
Yeah.
And it was the same. And I'm not just pointing out Trek. It happened that I had a couple of Trek bikes in the shop at the time from different customers, and so I had them to hand to show and demonstrate my issues with those bikes. But I was actually highlighting all modern bike brands, Giant, Specialized, Cannondale, whoever.
And was it the top 10 list of things that mechanics don't like the internal cable routing, the this, the
Yeah,
this, the
it's
this?
a lot of that. It's basically saying, look, why are these companies doing these things?
Yeah.
Because it's marketed as an improvement, but it's not actually an improvement. And as an experienced bike mechanic and bike shop owner, you look at these things and you go, oh my goodness, why? Why have they done this? And
that's why your bikes are external cable routing, right?
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
No.
But
like
your
the
titanium bike
The
is.
titanium one, yes, because I bought it.
Because the light
Yeah, I
speed.
blame him.
Yeah.
I have been very well trained.
yes. So the
But
light
the
speed.
other 2 carbon bikes, they have internal routing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
which one of those would be Di2 or are they mechanical?
I have like on the climbing bike, carbon climbing bike, it's Di2. The
TT
light
bike?
speed it's Di2. No, the TT bike is mechanical.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So going back. So you.
Dura is Shimano because I like Shimano. I'm a Shimano guy.
Yeah.
I like Shimano too.
I like Shimano too. All
But
right.
I also
Hey, look,
like-
we have it.
But I also like SRAM.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
I'm not against SRAM.
All right. I'm not as motivated or inspired to build a bike with
Just
SRAM.
on that
Yes, sir.
subject, actually.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure. It might have been you who mentioned this because, again, we were having this discussion. We had a long discussion the other night. We were up till like stupid o'clock in the morning, having this huge debate about all
Well,
sorts
you
of
were
things.
on Brunei time, so I bet you could stay up and
it's
he
the,
couldn't.
The jet lag, right? Yeah, that's
We were waiting also for the rest of the crew last night because I don't know why yesterday all the flights were delayed of my crew. Like half of my crew was delayed on a flight, so we had to wait until.
Speaking of, I know you got an airport thing going on.
No,
as
we
well.
have
we
to
have a
close your.
lost bag.
And yes, not also the delight, but also a lost bag with all the crew members' uniforms.
So the Go Solo.
Yes, this is the old one. We have new one.
Oh, you have new one.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm sorry. So you were saying.
I don't remember. Oh, about the SRAM.
Yeah.
So Giovanni was saying, you know, you've got a SRAM group set, and I said, yeah, I've got this SRAM Red mechanical, and he said, don't you find it annoying when you're shifting up at the back that when you get to that top cog on the cassette, the big one, if you
The lever goes.
if you don't know what gear you're on and you try and push the lever again, it just drops the gear back down one and you end up dropping back down the cassette. And I've heard a few people say this. Have you mentioned this one before?
I haven't mentioned it, but I know
okay.
that
It must have been
happens when I'm in the
somebody else
stand.
then. And I was like, that's weird because that doesn't happen on mine. So either I've got it set up so it doesn't happen. And for example, with Shimano, when you get bikes in from other bike shops, I'm sure you know this one, and you can see that the trim function on the front derailleur is just not set up right.
Yeah.
And people have no idea why they've got that extra click because it doesn't do anything because the big chain bike shop they bought it from doesn't know how to tune a gear.
Front derailleurs, mechanical, have basically 4 positions. But oftentimes, all you get is little ring and big ring. That's it, because they don't set up yet.
Yeah, because that takes time and skill and
Sure.
caring about the customer's bike, right?
yeah.
But no, I don't get that issue. And I've definitely heard people say that before about SRAM, that, when you try and go up too high and you're already on the top gear, it drops back down again. Doesn't happen on my bike. So I'm wondering whether it's only occurs on the lower level group sets, like the
Rivals.
the rival,
Yeah.
or something like that, or whether I've just got mine set up right.
Yeah.
I don't know. But mine just clicks and then just stays put.
What tires are you running for this race?
Pirelli Zero, P0, P0, I don't know.
Yeah,
P0 is an Italian brand,
Sure.
and Vittoria Corsa, the graphene ones.
Okay. All right.
And that's the one I like.
Are they
the
sponsored
most.
or?
No. No.
So I'm a big fan of the GP 5000. And now that I've taken you for a little tour of this neighborhood, you get an idea as to why I don't like your favorite tire. Please tell us what your favorite tire is.
I love Continentals.
No, but
I'm very faithful to
the
Continental.
model.
I love the Four Seasons.
Yes, sir. I know that you do.
That's what I if I can afford it, that's what I like to ride on most of the time. And I do like the GP 5000, but I reserve it purely for racing. So I will switch the tire on race day, because if I run those things all the time, I just get too many flats, especially sidewall cuts.
Yeah.
And they're a soft tire. So if there are like sharp stones or something on the road, you come home and you just got gashes all through the tires.
Yeah.
So I like my GP for my Four Seasons because they're incredibly good in wet weather, very, very grippy. They're not too heavy.
I wouldn't call them very, very grippy.
You wouldn't? Oh,
No,
okay. I trust them with my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like them. I mean, I used to ride, you don't get rain here. So I used to ride in the UK for nearly 30 years, and I'd ride all weathers, snow, ice and sleet, and even sometimes in the winter. And I would always have the Four Seasons on there for my commuting bike.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't afford to come sliding off.
I want to share something with you.
Sure.
Have you ever seen this chart?
Yeah, they had it online.
Yeah. So, obviously these have been replaced with other things. This 4000 is now a 5000. But your Four Season, here's your dry and wet grip. So I wouldn't call it very grippy, but it's definitely better than the Gator Skins, which I have a huge bone to pick with those tires.
That's
and why
interesting
people
as well.
ride those tires.
I ride Gator Skin
Me too.
tires, but for training rides. For racing, no. Training rides are like that.
The
go
Gator
ahead.
Skin is a fantastic tire
For?
because it's incredibly heavy. It's incredibly slow. Like you
Yes.
can feel the energy being sucked out of the bike
you can.
straight into the tarmac. So for a training tire, it's fantastic. Like, and also it's incredibly hard wearing, so it lasts forever.
It does last forever.
And you don't get punctures, practically.
You never get
ve-
punctures.
It's very uncommon, yes.
And the other thing about it is you hate it so much because it's so uncomfortable and so slow and so heavy that it makes you ride more because you want to wear it out.
Yeah.
But it never wears out, so you just keep riding and riding.
So so my experience is a little bit different. Yes, all those things are true. But when you're riding and people do get a flat, because by the way, people do get flats on gator skins, they can't get the tire on.
You'll be bleeding. Your thumbs
off.
will be bleeding.
They can't get the tire off, and then they can't get the tire back on.
Yeah.
And that is where I'm watching someone and I'm like, can I just do it? Because I can get the tire back on, but it is very, very difficult. So I find that people that don't like to get flats, the reason they don't like to get flats is because getting tires on and off is so hard and it takes them so long to change a flat. But they're just, they're doing the thing that makes it worse by riding a gator skin.
Yeah, that's another reason to love the Four Season, because that is fantastic for, it's got the sidewall protection.
Yeah.
And it's got fantastic puncture protection. Virtually never get punctures with that tire.
I used to sell that tire a lot, and then I just stopped.
Yeah. Oh.
And if you look, I just
If you've got any you don't want, I'll take them. I love them.
No, I don't know that I have any, but I just stopped selling them.
Yeah. But this is what I mean about personal preference
And where you
environment.
live.
Yeah.
Tell me about the trash and debris and glass and
Yes.
let's talk in general. So Ohio, you and me. My roads are very, very clean, it seems, and the pavement is very, very smooth here. So when I look at tire pressure calculators, it's almost like there's the track, and then just below that is like super smooth new pavement. That's pretty much the one I always pick because, as you can see. Tell me about the roads where you live in Ohio.
Now, Ohio, the roads are very clean, but they're not so smooth because, in the winter in Ohio is very cold, so that destroys the roads.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. But they're very clean. I don't get many
So not
puncture.
much glass and stuff?
No, absolutely not.
That's good.
Then, I'm Italian. I used to ride in Italy too. In
always a lot of
Italy,
glass.
they're dirty and bad.
so
a
both.
lot of holes.
Yeah,
So in Ohio, much better. Not like here, of course, but
Yeah. So
Much better.
what's Brunei like?
We got a lot of everything. So I would say I've spoken to other people in Brunei about this, foreigners like myself. Brunei is in Southeast Asia, by the way, on the island of Borneo. It's a tiny little country, and the road surface, I would say, is similar to like the UK. You have some good sections, and then you have other sections like the surface of the moon. So
With craters. And
literally, there's just junk everywhere. And because of the environment as well, we're right on the coast, so we get a lot of salt, a lot of sand, a lot of grit, and also, the environment it's a jungle. It's like a rainforest area. So tree roots will find their way under the roads, and they'll bring the roads up
that's
all
awful.
the time.
Yeah.
So you'll be going
Riding
down
along, yeah.
and there'll just be these like cracks where the tree roots are pushing up. Even mushrooms and things will come up through the roads.
Yeah.
And also there's very few roads because it's quite a small country, so there's relatively regular traffic on the main highways and things all the time.
And you ride
And
on what
they
side
just
of the
patch
road?
stuff. We ride on the correct side.
Yep.
the right side is the right side.
No, we ride on the Roman side of the road. The way it should have been
But
before
the right
Napoleon.
side is, by definition, the right side.
That would be the left side of the
It's
road?
the left side of the road.
Like
Yeah,
in
we're
England.
right-hand drive.
Are you right-hand drive
Right-hand
vehicles?
drive. We're right-hand drive. Right drive.
Okay.
See, use
Okay,
your own
you
logic
tricked
again.
me.
Yeah, use your own logic.
Now, you mentioned it's a Muslim country,
It is, yeah.
and is there just not enough money for the infrastructure, or they're spending it on something else?
I think they spend a fair amount on the roads. It's just like I say, because it's a rainforest, we get very, very high waterfall, and it damages the roads. I mean,
Do you think it's
weather
because you're not
conditions
getting
and the humidity.
taxed So there's no revenue coming in to
This-
do the roads.
His Majesty, the Sultan of Brunei, has got plenty of money. That's not the issue. Perhaps they could do with a bit more money, but no, I think it's just the extreme weather conditions and the environment, the high humidity, the plants and the trees. Because it's basically they cut roads right through where there used to be rainforest, so there's always stuff burrowing under the roads. And because what you don't understand is that when you get high waterfall, because the water table is really high,
Yeah.
you get subsidence. So there's one section right by my house where they've patched it like 20 times and it just keeps falling through because the water's coming and it's washing all the dirt from underneath the road, and then it's creating a cavity, and then you
Yes.
just get a pothole.
Yes, we
So
have
it's
areas
non-stop.
here, and I'm thinking, okay, the Roman roads have been around for how many thousands of years, and every other year they have to repave this road. I'm just like, how is that even possible? How would you characterize the relationship between motorists and cyclists where you are, and then of course where you are in Ohio?
You want to go first?
Yeah. No. I feel good with the drivers in Ohio. I don't have it much better than in Italy. I always compare my two countries.
Yeah.
Here, I feel more respected than in Italy. Yeah. Unfortunately, in Italy, cycling is so popular, but it's not really respected by drivers.
By the motorists, yeah.
No, not at all. There is also a Facebook page that's very bad, that is like in Italian is Odio I ciclisti in mezzo alla strada, that translated is I hate
cyclists
the
in the middle of the
cyclists
road.
in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And it's an hating page. It's not very good.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
What about Brunei? What kind of is there angst? Is there rural roads where it's just really narrow and they buzz you and stuff like that? What's it like?
A mixture. I mean, to compare with where I used to live in the UK, England, in England, drivers are much more aggressive. Okay, so if you've ever been to Asia or you've been around Asian people, they're much calmer, somewhat more civilized in a way. They don't have the same levels of road rage that we get maybe in some Western countries. So in the UK, when somebody close passes you or tries to cut you off, often it's out of malice, like they genuinely don't like you and they're trying to cut you off. You still get that in Brunei, in Asia. But it tends to be more, they're just not used to cyclists. And they're not observant, or they don't know what to do, because the driving standard is much lower. Like the driving test is much easier. And they don't have anything about cyclists within the driving test.
Yeah.
And I think the road rules there were written in the 1950s, and they've never been updated. So basically, when somebody does something silly, generally speaking, they're not doing it because they're mean or anything. It's just they haven't noticed you, or they don't. People panic as well because there's so few cyclists out on the road that we're such a small community of cyclists. There's probably about 300 or 400 cyclists in the country. That's it. That some people can go weeks without seeing one.
How many of them are coming into your store? You garner a good portion of them?
It depends. I mean, it was the case that the store was pretty popular for about a 6-year period. And then more recently, cycling has sort of died down a lot, and it's a lot quieter now. But, I had a lot of regulars at one point. But I think cycling has just sort of lost a lot of its appeal.
It's always been a niche sport, though. I mean, and the people who ride and people who do solo, I ride alone probably 90% of the time, and then the other 10% is whenever I ride with Jess. But, you asked me earlier about group rides and stuff. I just don't do those anymore. I used to do a lot of those. And
I have a lot of people on my channel who always comment whenever I mention group rides that they would never go to a group ride because of the danger of being around other cyclists and not knowing other people.
Yeah.
And I can understand that.
Now, some of these groups have been riding a long time together, so the skill level is high. It's just, I like being alone.
Yeah.
I like being alone. I like stopping when I want to stop. I like, if I want to go to the bathroom, if I want to refuel or resupply. I don't want to be like, oh, we have to wait until we all get to the designated SAGS place. So, I like to just do my own thing. Do you ride mainly alone in Ohio?
I ride mainly alone, but I like to ride with other people.
Yeah.
Because I ride a lot alone, so
Yeah.
I like company.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
And-
social rides.
Yeah, and would these be big rides, or is this like one or two other people come along? Let's go for
No,
it.
it depends.
Yeah.
Big rides or one or two people.
Yeah.
Both.
And how's the group riding scene there? I mean,
No, there are many...
30, 50, 60?
No,
Okay.
no. 10, 20 people.
10, 20.
But there are many cycling club in Cleveland area where I live.
Oh, because you're in Cleveland, okay?
Yes, so once I go with someone and once
Yeah.
with somebody else. No, it's nice, and they know how to ride. I never been like, oh, these people don't know how to ride. They're very good cyclists.
Yeah,
Also, there is always A, B, and C group.
Right.
So
right.
A group is usually
Yeah.
very expert.
And you ride with the
riders.
A.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And then you mentioned that you've done some racing. Is that before you moved to Brunei, or what kind of? Because I thought I heard somewhere along the way that you like a 100K race or something like that. Is that something you still do or did?
most of my racing is no more than like 120. The short races, either crit races or just sort of, normal road racing. I started racing briefly in the UK before
Yeah.
I moved to Brunei, but I was mostly like just a solo rider out in the country lanes in the UK.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do the most, and also a commuter. I think when I was in the UK, I mostly rode for necessity, because either I didn't have a car, or I just didn't want to buy a car. Like I looked at the money and went, I don't need it, so I'll just ride my bike. I had one or two bikes, one that was a dedicated commuter bike, and the other one was for fun. And so it was like Monday to Friday, ride the commuter bike, and then at the weekend, get the nice bike and go out for a nice long ride and go explore and see if I can find some interesting places. I love that aspect of cycling. I love the just going out and seeing what you can find. And you learn a country really well like that. It's kind of funny, actually. When I got to Brunei, because I didn't have a job at the time and I didn't know what I was going to do with
What
myself.
brought you to Brunei?
My wife.
Okay.
Yeah, I met my wife in the UK.
Okay.
She's a Bruneian citizen.
Okay.
And she was studying in the UK for nearly 10 years. She was doing her PhD. And in Brunei, if you are like a star pupil, they give you basically unlimited money to go study. So the government was paying for all her board and rent in the UK and her university fees and everything in the UK, so she could get top rate Western education. And all they ask in return is that you come back and work for the Brunei government. So she has a bond with the Brunei government for 10 years. So it was basically when we met, she was in her final year or two of her PhD. And basically at one stage in our relationship, she said, look, if you want to continue this, you've got to come back with me to Brunei.
Yeah.
And we've also got to get married.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So that was basically what took me there. If I hadn't met my wife, I'd still be in the UK.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then how did the bike shop start?
That was again my wife.
Oh, okay.
I was really excited to get my bikes because I had them shipped over, by boat to Brunei, and I was waiting for my bikes to come, every day looking out the front door if they arrived yet. And when they came, eagerly unboxing them and everything. And then that's how I started exploring the country, just going out on the bike and riding around. And I learned the country better than Bruneians who'd lived there their entire lives. Like people would be talking about something and I'd be, oh, I know where that is.
Give me some perspective of, like, is there a perimeter road, and would that be like a 100-mile ride? I mean, give me some perspective. How big is the island?
So the island of Borneo is pretty big, but Brunei itself is only a tiny chunk of that island. And the vast majority of the land that's controlled by Brunei is rainforest. I mean, there's nothing there but monkeys and snakes and stuff like that. But the populated area is mostly on the coast. And I would say it's roughly, it's not a box, but I would say roughly it's about 200 to 300 kilometers one way and about 150 kilometers deep. And that's it. That's where people live. So there's main highways that just travel up and down the country that connect it to Malaysia. We've got 3 points of entry for Malaysia. We just got a new bridge as well connecting the two sides of the country because it's split up by a big river, or the sea inlet basically coming in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So the riding is what's most popular in Brunei is to ride on the highway. So our highways are only 2 lanes. They're not like some massive 6-lane thing.
2 in each direction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the UK, we'd call that a dual carriageway. And the speed limit can vary from anywhere from 50 kilometers an hour all the way up to 100 kilometers an hour. So, it's not
And do you have
particularly
like
fast.
a big wide shoulder, or is it kind of narrow?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why. There's 2 main reasons why people love to ride on the highway. The first reason is it's flat. Like, Bruneians don't like hills. I used to do Sunday rides where I'd take people out into the sticks and climb hills. And I like the percentage of people that would come out each week would just
It starts dropping.
going down.
They're
and
like,
down.
Ali's ride.
Yeah, my rides, I got a reputation for I don't ride on the highway. Like all the other bike shops, they only do the highway rides. And they have usually a car behind as well to slow the traffic down and get the traffic to go around them. It's indicators flashing and a sign on the back kind of thing. That's what they usually do. And it makes people feel safe. So they're happy on the highway.
Yep.
And like I say, it's flat. So any level, whether they be a good rider or a new rider, they feel confident.
Everyone can be on.
But I'm just mean and I love hills.
Yeah.
So I go looking for all the most nasty hills possible and like, come on guys, so that's one thing. And the other thing is, there's the 2 things. It's flat and it's long. Like you can just ride up and down the country if you want. You can do 200, 300 and then come home, or you do 50 and come home. So it's easy.
So I had asked you about how your bike shop got started, and then I moved you into.
Sorry.
No, it's my fault. Not my fault, but I wanted to.
It's the flow of the conversation.
Yeah, I wanted to get some perspective of the island, or at least where you live, riding. But you mentioned it was your wife's idea, or what?
It was,
what was
yeah.
it?
She saw me she saw I was passionate about cycling because I used to, when we were dating, I would cycle to meet her.
Yeah.
Rather than take the car sometimes, I'd just take a rucksack on my back, go to her place, get changed and showered, and then we go out to dinner, and then I'd cycle home again. Right. So that was like, or I'd stay over depending on what was happening. But it's like, that's how I went everywhere. I went shopping on the bike, I went to work on the bike, I went to visit friends on the bike. That was just my life. Cycling was my life. Yeah. So she noticed that, and previous to that, I'd been working in the robotics industry. Yeah. Which was, as a small company, I did a lot of driving for that. I would be hiring or renting vehicles out from, like Eurocar and stuff, like Hertz and companies like that, and just driving up and down the country, doing sales, installation, programming, repairs, selling spares for these robot systems.
What were the robots building, or were tell me a little bit about that, just so we don't gloss over it completely. What were these robots building, or what was your role?
So it's all industrial robots, and it was our company was basically designing and building and installing robotic systems for various different companies that decided to move into robotics, already had robotic systems. We were a partner with Panasonic, because Panasonic make robots, but Mitsubishi make robots, and lots of ABB, and there's lots of different brands out there. But essentially, you name it, anything made of metal pretty much, these robots were welding. They were all welding robots. Some manipulation, but mostly welding. So, like, the first job I ever had was a company that was making hospital beds for the NHS. So just welding the frames for the hospital beds, because they have all these complicated moving beds. And we've worked with companies that do armored cars, lampposts, big dustbins, anything you can think of that's made of metal that needs sticking together with weld. That's what we were doing. So mostly MIG and TIG welding. If you know anything about welding.
I know TIG, but not MIG. Which one's MIG?
Okay, so you've got MIG and TIG. One is with basically you usually have a filler wire. And then TIG welding, you can also use a filler wire with TIG welding, but usually use it for things like aluminium, stainless steel, Titanium is all welded like that. The other one tends to be like just steel. And then later on, we got into laser welding. So we were starting to get systems that were doing laser welding, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
But then I left. So
Yeah. And so then back to your wife,
Yeah.
she was like, look, why don't you make this passion a job? What was
yeah, that was it, because I was looking for work. I was going around Brunei applying lots of different places. And the issue with that is that usually foreigners in Brunei, it's a hard country to get into, and it's an even harder country to stay in, which, you know, is great for the Bruneians, and I think I approve of that system. But, you know, it's not easy for me if I'm married to a Bruneian to stay in the country. So the only way to do it really is you need employment. So I was going around applying for employment. I was on a tourist visa, and I kept having to leave the country every 2 months and come back in again just to get stamps so I could stay.
Yeah.
You know, so we would just drive over the Malaysian border just for a couple of days and come back, you know, just so that I could get another 2 months in the country.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get a job. There was nobody hiring for my skills. There's no robotic welding in Brunei because they have two main industries, farming and oil. And all the oil welding is done by hand. They're not interested in using robots. So I was like, yeah, I'm kind of out of a job here. It's a skill set, but it's not useful here. So rather than start my own robotics company, which I didn't have the money for, my wife was like, you like bikes, why don't you do bike stuff? And I'd always done maintenance for people's bikes in clubs. So when I was in the UK, I was a member of a few different clubs, and we'd also like have TT events and things like that. And they'd always ask for volunteers to do, you know, be like a mechanic on the event, and I would volunteer for that. And so I started tinkering with bikes, again, just a hobby. And then I was like, well, I've fixed robots, so bikes shouldn't be too much trouble.
Right.
Yeah, and they're not, so.
And nothing is standardized, which is really the biggest issue I have with multiple bike brands coming through here. You know, things are not. I think I overheard you say you worked in a bike shop as well.
Yes, I work in a bike shop in Cleveland. I used to work, and now I help a friend of mine. Yes.
And I do want to talk about this because it's a hard discussion to have with some folks, but the expense of Race Across America, 3 vehicles, crew, all that stuff. Yeah. How are you paying for this, and what is your
out
your
of
budget?
pocket with my savings? I'm paying for it.
Yeah. What do you think is your budget?
It's gonna be around $30,000. 30.
Yeah, 30. 000.
Yeah, $1,000.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I'm paying with my money practically. I have little sponsors.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some donation, little.
Right.
Very little. But like 95% is out of pocket.
It is an expensive sport to begin with, but then when you do this kind of stuff,
it's also a dream to do it.
Right.
Like it's fulfilling a dream that I had when I started with ultracycling.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
okay.
Well,
It's a very expensive vacation. Me and my wife, we consider the Race Across America like a very expensive vacation.
I do want to thank you personally, face to face, when you did a video of the top 5 websites, YouTube channels that you watch, and you ranked me first, and I was honored. And then I got this spike in subs, and I thought my account was hacked. And I was like,
It still might be, who knows? I think they're all bots on my channel, right?
so I did want to thank you. I
thank you. I
appreciate that
appreciate it.
very, very much. And I try to send people your way as often as I can. It's hard when you're a small channel to get enough traction. And so when someone gives you a leg up, I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
So
you're
thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing now? You've got a target? Oh, sorry. How you doing now? You got a target?
Well, yeah. So
I was
what
doing all right for a minute there.
you were. So the thing is that with a lot of the stuff that I post, it's very organic. It's I'm working on this bike, I'm doing this, But I don't really like have these esoteric topics that I want to cover, right? It's just almost always like organic. This is how I feel. This is what I like. This is what I, things that I have strong opinions on. I
think there is some of that in your channel, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes when you have your little rants and things, your retro grouch rants
my
and
retro
stuff.
grouch
Yeah, no,
rant.
I think that's something you asked earlier about the sort of the health of YouTube with regards to cycling channels and whether people can find decent cycling information on YouTube, and I think that fits into that.
Yeah.
Because I would say actually it's not a good landscape out there, because what seems to dominate, like your channel doesn't have that many subscribers.
No.
My channel doesn't have that many subscribers. But I mean, I'm blowing our own trumpets here when I say I think we're genuine.
Yes.
And I think when we
I agree.
When we say something, even if you disagree with it, it's honest. And often the things we say are detrimental to our revenue. Like I will get customers coming into the shop who want to buy something, and I could sell it to them, $300 whatever, and I'm like, you know what, you don't really need that. Here's a $20 one that's going to do the job for you just great. Shut up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I got to make money out of this somehow, so stick it on YouTube, because at least I get some revenue from that. And that's kind of my attitude, is like, I'm giving out free advice here, take it or leave it kind of thing. It's what I really believe. And I think you're the same on this. But those channels when I find a channel like yours, the subscribers are always small.
Yeah.
And then you see your David Arthurs and things who are just literally marketing, and they've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers and sponsors dribbling out their ears, And I think that's just the reality of YouTube. I think the algorithm, we all want to know what the latest tech is, for number one, and the people that have control over that have the money for bringing in the latest by every single week, are the ones who are sponsored. And the ones who are sponsored are not giving you real
honest,
information.
How authentic, and yes, that review, is it tainted in some way because they were given something? Well, we can go on that one, but let me ask you this one.
I didn't depress you, did I?
No, I'm good. I'm good. How is your relationship with some of these YouTubers that you disagree with? Hambini comes to mind, a few of these others. How does that work out?
We don't have a relationship. I want nothing to do with the fella, really.
Yeah.
No, it's just it happened, like you say, organically. It was just the case of, and here's the crazy thing: I was a follower of his for quite some time. I way back when he first started making videos.
Yeah.
When his videos were him fixing his car.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's deleted those now, I think. But his first few videos, he had a Ford Fiesta or something, and it was like, I think one of his first videos was like replacing the window wipers or something. And I just thought, this guy sounds interesting. And he used to be calmer. He used to swear less.
Yes, a whole lot less.
And then I think what happened, I've got a whole conspiracy theory video I need to do where I list out a load of cycling conspiracies, and he's in it. But essentially, if you look at his channel now, the whole thing is geared towards selling his product. If you go way, way, way back, the first videos are all his information about bearings and what he
and
thinks are the
GCN
best.
had him on.
And they had him on. Now, you don't get on GCN unless you're pushing product, right? Because that's what it's all about. Now, whether he paid for that slot or whether they just got captured by, his whatever marketing. But he sells bearings. And then almost immediately after making lots of informational videos about how great these NTN bearings are, he started pushing a product which just so happens to integrate those bearings. And one thing that really made it obvious to me...
Do you know who we're talking about?
Yeah, of course.
One thing, hopefully, the viewers also know.
Most will.
If not, you can check out my channel, some of the videos.
Yeah.
The one thing that made it really obvious to me was...
Because it ranks in your top 10.
Yeah, in his information about bearings, he makes the statement in one of his videos that bearings for bottom brackets that have steel cages. So inside a bearing, you've got your inner and outer race, which are the two rings. You've got that groove in there that the balls sit in, the steel balls, the BBs. And then those are held in position so they don't knock into each other by a little steel cage that kind of cups each individual ball. And he made the statement that bearings with a steel cage are better than bearings with plastic or polymer cages. They're more efficient. And I just believed it. And I used to tell people that in my store because, hey, this engineer guy says, and I was like, oh, no, you don't want these bearings.
And is he like, what type of engineering does he do in his day job?
Well, we'll get back to that.
Oh, okay. All right.
There was a big reveal. And I believed that, and I was telling people that. And I mentioned it in a YouTube video once, just in passing. And I got a comment from somebody say, oh, by the way, that's not true. Hambini just says that because he doesn't sell bearings with polymer cages.
Okay.
Go look it up. And I thought, this guy's crazy. I went and looked it up, and it turned out to be absolutely true. The polymer cages you get in a lot of bicycle branded bearings are actually more efficient than the ones that he's using. But he buys bearings from NTN, SKF, these industrial brands. They don't do polymer cages because they're designed for big machines.
And for super high revolutions.
Right. So
RPMs.
those cages would probably melt at certain temperatures, right?
That's right.
They simply can't do polymer cages. So essentially, he was lying about the product in order to push what he was selling. And it woke me up, it really woke me up. And then I went back and I thanked the guy on my channel for the comment. I was about to say, yeah, you're talking rubbish kind of thing. But no, I look it up first, right? And then I was still following his page. And then one day I looked at him dismantle a wheel. And he was laying into it with a pin punch and a hammer. And I was wincing because I knew that you can pull that bearing much more easily than what you're doing right now, which is knocking 4 colors of lights out of the thing with a hammer. And I just mentioned that, and he disagreed with me. He said, no, you can't do it. And I know you can because I've done it myself
Right.
hundreds of times, right? And I was like, no, you can. And then he basically called me stupid. And I thought, okay then. So I made a little video demonstrating that it could be done.
Right.
Because I was like, I would have left it, but you insulted me and you're calling me dumb and you're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm an engineer. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm a bike mechanic. I've done it. So can I show you?
Yeah.
So I showed him and he did not like that. He has a huge ego. So then it was war. And then he made all those videos that, again, lying. And then I just went one by one and disproved everything he said. And then he stopped making videos about me. And that was that. But yeah, there's more to the Hambini story. I mean, you can go into what kind of engineer he is. He claims, this is the fun thing. So he claims that he's an engineer. He claims that he works for aerospace industry. He says things like, I've worked on projects such as Eurofighter, F1, all these prestigious projects, right? And then a while ago, I think it was last year, someone who also doesn't like Hambini very much, who was anonymous, made a page on the internet. And they basically did something, I think it's called doxing, where you reveal a load of personal information about the guy. And I'll not reveal his address or his real name or anything like that, because I think that's going too far.
Yeah.
But what the guy did mention on the website is what he does for a job. And now he claims he's an aerospace engineer. This might not be true. He might, in fact, work for an oil refinery. And what he does is he's actually an engineer who specializes in rotational equipment. So things that require bearings, which makes sense because he's an expert on bearings. So things like, pumps and drive shafts and stuff like that. And this company makes greases for other industries. And the industries on that company's website that are listed out are people like the Defense Ministry that make Eurofighter and F1 teams. So when he says, I've worked for aerospace, F1 fighter jets and F1 cars,
it's the bearing grease.
Kind of just a little bit dishonest about that. It's just grease that his company makes, and he happens to work for that company.
Yeah.
It would be like me saying I work for Physique because I sell Physique saddles, or I'm on the management team for Physique or something, because I happen to sell some Physique saddles. That would be a little bit of a lie, you know. So there you go.
All right. Well, let's go back now to your number 3 video.
Oh, still me.
is no. But this is where you two can talk. Your number 3 video is your disc brakes marketing scam video, which I watched intently because I agree with probably every point you made on there. Did this appeal to you? This whole
Yeah.
concept of
Yes, of course. Yeah.
have you ridden disc brake bikes?
Yeah,
And what-
I'm riding the disc brake bikes, also working in a bike shop.
Oh, right.
Yes, you have to ride disc brake bikes. I like disc brakes, but on my mountain bike. Like
Yeah.
disc for dirt, rim for road.
Right, and,
Yes.
and of course I copied that from Durian Rider,
Yes.
so I don't want to take credit for that, but that's exactly how I feel. There's a gravel bike back there, perfect for that.
Yes, of course. They have a purpose on dirt. On a road, what's the purpose? To make the bike slower, heavier?
Slower and heavier. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I feel. And many people, they say to me, oh, but on the wet road.
yeah.
I'm not even sure that on a wet road it's safer, because with disc brake you risk to lock the wheels easier. So that's not very safe. And I believe that if we look at the statistics nowadays, like how many crashes are in the pro tour, it's obvious that they're not safer. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
So
I've always said that it's more about the tire traction than it is
Yes.
the braking platform.
yes.
So I know that this has been a successful video for you. Tell the viewing public, you know, in a
Is
little
anybody
bit
still watching?
Oh yeah. No, people like this stuff. They always tell me they like long form.
Yeah. I like long form.
Yeah.
And then some people complain in my comments, this video is too long.
Well, then don't click on it. You know, that's
You can
it.
see the number at the bottom of the screen, right?
Right before you click.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
you watch it 20 minutes today, 20 minutes
Yeah,
tomorrow. I
sure.
don't like that when it's very
'Cause
long,
YouTube
but it's interesting. Why not?
I do that
And
with podcasts.
YouTube remembers where you were when the next time you click on it, it goes to, you know, the 20-minute mark and then starts
When
playing again.
I'm watching Joe Rogan about how aliens built the pyramids, it's 4 hours long. I'm
with
just gonna
with Graham.
yeah, something
I
like
like
that,
Graham.
right? I'm gonna watch 30 minutes here, or when I'm washing bikes, just stick
Yeah.
the earphones in.
Well, actually, so you see my TV here and you see the workbench. I put on a long form thing and I just start working and,
Yeah.
and it's fine.
I
It's
actually
good to have
struggle-
it in the background.
I actually struggle to find enough long form, especially on cycling.
Yeah.
'Cause most cycling videos are pretty short.
Yeah.
And I want to listen to someone like me talking a long time, even if I disagree with them, a long time about a subject. And so, it's hard to find anything over sort of like 10, 20 minutes.
So tell me about your beef with disc brakes.
Uh,
Or
yeah.
a preference for rim brake, which completely overshadows
I think a lot of what's already
the
been said.
benefits. Yeah.
Yeah,
of the disc.
I think that was
the-
my logic in my argument. Again, you know how some people are not listening.
Yeah.
It's I'm not against disc brakes. I think they most definitely have a place, but that place is on mountain bikes and gravel bikes, because the braking surface is away from the dirt, and that's essentially what you want for those braking systems. I've got a gravel bike, it's rim brake, it does fine. But when the conditions get really muddy, the brakes get completely caked in mud, and you can hear all that grit just grinding into the rims, and it's not great. Now, I haven't worn out the rims yet because they're old heavy-duty alley rims, and they're just bomb-proof.
Yep.
Had them for donkey's years. But, that was essentially the thing. I've never needed, even when I lived in the UK with horrible weather conditions, I never had an issue braking. I've come off so many times, I've lost count, off my bike, crashing. But it's never been because I couldn't brake in time. Or the brakes failed me, should I say. It's always because I couldn't brake in time. So if you're bombing down a hill on a wet road at 50, 60, 70 kilometers an hour, and some idiot just pulls out in front of you with a meter to go, it doesn't matter what braking system you have. I joke in my video, you could have an anchor that you throw out the back, but it's not going to stop you in time. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what tires you got, it doesn't matter what brakes you got, you're not stopping. But again, I was running 23s my whole life, and in the UK weather. And I actually found 23s. And do you know Lucas, I think it's Brunelli, another guy on YouTube? He runs 23s on his bikes. He loves 23s, and he rides in snow in 23s. And he says the 23 is better because it cuts through the snow. And I actually found that myself, that you go to a wider tire, unless it's a knobbly tire, again, like on a gravel bike, if you're running road tires, which are slicks, you want a narrow tire, it cuts through the water and the snow better and gets you touching the tarmac. But I thought that was turned off.
Oh, but it's my wife.
Yeah.
That'll be the suitcase that's missing.
Oh!
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
There's a bloopers reel. You can cut that, right?
Yeah, I can cut all of that.
Or you can keep it in for the laugh.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to get motion sick now. But yeah, the point that was made earlier was it's about your traction with the road surface.
Yeah.
All that disc brakes have done is increase the power of the braking system. But if you don't increase the traction between you and the road, the power is wasted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I say in the video, if you need, say, like a 4 out of 10 squeezing of the brake power kind of thing to stop yourself.
Yeah, there was a guy that raced motorcycles, and he talked about that as well.
Yeah, well, that was more about modulation.
Yeah, modulation.
But I'm talking about like what the physical power you actually need to stop the bike. You know, if it's a 4 out of 10 and a disc brake gives you like 9 out of 10 power, well, most of that is wasted. Like once you lose that, once you lock the wheels up, you're not stopping any faster.
Yeah.
So the fact that the disc brake can lock the wheels up
Hence
faster.
ABS on cars.
Yeah.
They don't want the wheel to lock up.
Yeah, and again in the video I have little side videos of motorbikes with and without ABS braking on wet roads, and the ones without ABS are just flying all over the place. And I also tell a story about how I crashed a car that had 4 massive disc brakes on it and off-road tires. It was a big 4x4, but it was an old 90s 4x4. And I crashed it because I applied the brakes, the wheels locked up, and I just went sliding off the road. So, you know, disc brakes without ABS are dangerous.
That's right. That's right. So I would like to ask you what you wanted to talk about today.
I was just happy to let you lead the charge and talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm happy to be here as well. It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Giovanni was saying when I turned up that he was a bit starstruck.
Giovanni was starstruck?
Yeah,
With you?
He said it's like I'm seeing you like a movie star or something because I've watched your channels for so long and and all your videos, and it's really weird you're here.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, I felt the same thing pulling in here. I joked with you earlier that it was like, this is like the Hollywood movie set, because I remember some of the videos you've done outside, and I'm like, oh, that's the area where you did the brake test, and that's the area where you talked to that guy about that bike, and it's so weird and surreal being here. It's fun. I'm really glad I could meet you and
I can't
see
wait,
your shop.
And I can't wait to see your workbench that you always stand in front of.
You're always welcome to come. All you need is a plane ticket. I'll do the rest.
Yeah. So I think pretty much, I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. You know, I didn't have any real, you can come back.
Just don't hit the camera stand.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's all right. It's a tight gap.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk some more logistics about you now, sir. Tuesday morning, you roll out. I'm sorry. Tuesday, 12:50.
Yes, still morning. 12:50. Yes.
12:50. Okay.
12:50, 1 minute after shot.
All right. And when you roll out, I'm trying to remember how they do this. There's like a neutralized start and then a real start.
The real start is at the end of the bike trail, bike path. Yes, just out of Oceanside.
Yeah. When do you expect to start seeing your crew? Because
No,
I think they divert
Jerry,
them for a while, don't they?
I reconnect with the crew after 15 miles, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the real race starts.
Yeah. Now I remember that you're vegan,
Yes.
so I'm curious about how you get enough protein, or you know, your nutrition. Tell me how that works.
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of real food,
Yes.
but I use also protein bars.
Protein bars.
Yes, protein bars. And as I told you, I don't have a plan. Like I go by feelings.
Right.
So when I'm hungry, I
Right.
ask food. I eat a lot of carbs.
Okay.
Many carbs, some proteins.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. And then like real food, but I also have like some liquid food like protein powders, protein bars, this
So
kind of thing.
I ask you only because I am a carnivore, so I don't know what vegans eat for protein. That's why I'm keep
A
asking.
complete carnivore or an omnivore?
I'm like 70% carnivore. Like I haven't eaten vegetables in probably, I don't know, 8 years.
Okay.
I just don't eat vegetables.
Why is that?
I just find that they're unnecessary. I just don't. I mean, I don't. I have at least 3 bowel movements every morning before I get on the bike. I just
3?
yeah, 1, then coffee, and then maybe you know,
Crikey.
it's at least 2. It's always 2. I should
I
say.
have one in the morning.
Yeah, but sorry, but we're all cyclists. You
This
have
is-
to do it before
Is
you
this
get on the
what they
bike.
call too much information?
Yeah, but
I will not tell you about my bowel movements.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't eat vegetables. I may eat a fruit every now and then, but maybe I just don't buy it for the house.
Oh, how did it go with that? You were testing your what was it, cholesterol or something? I watched in one of your videos. Or diabetes.
Diabetes.
How did that go?
Yes. So the interesting thing about that is that when you have that continuous glucose monitor, so CGM, you see a lot of things that spike your glucose, right? And you know, I eat a lot of, like I said before, mainly animal products. Those things flatline or drop your glucose levels. But if I have, you know, carbs on the bike, and that's the thing too. Once you start having carbs on the bike, you see this massive spike. Like it'll go from, like, let's say a baseline of 70 or 80 glucose, it shoots up to like 190, you know. And you could see the whole time I'm riding that bike, you could see when I'm fueling, because it just continues to spike, right? I do drink my carbs while I'm riding. I may have a bar or 2, but mainly if I'm doing 8 to 12 hours, it's just all liquid. I don't really eat anything, right? So I don't have, you know, I don't have sandwiches or... I mean, I may have a bar or 2, maybe, but the rest of it is all my product, right? My nutrition product.
And that is that
It's a
is
powder.
actually your product. Like you're the owner of the brand.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. And you get that made where?
There is a...
As I just thought it was like a brand that was you were selling.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no, it's
realize
my
it was
name.
your own product.
Yeah, it's my name on
Because it was
it.
Rev Endurance Sports. I just figured it was some
But yeah,
brand.
no, it's
It
Rev.
should be called George Vargas's Magic Powder or something.
Yeah, I know, but it's... I mean, you know, it's Rev Energy. It's just, you know, it's my... Oopsie. It's my product.
All right.
And I get it manufactured...
I'm even more impressed then.
Yeah, I get it manufactured. It's called All American Pharmaceutical. They're out of Montana. I forget where in Montana. I think they're Billings, Montana. But yeah, that's what I take in while I'm riding. Sorry, this was supposed to be about you.
Have you tried this product?
No, I didn't try it.
Yeah. He likes real food, so I don't push anything on people. But I want to know, how are you getting, like when you say I like real food, but tell me what you eat.
For me, proteins are really overrated.
What's that?
Overrated.
Protein.
Yes.
Right.
I
No,
don't
when
need
I'm
so
riding,
much
I
protein.
barely have
I
any.
don't need so much protein, even when I'm not riding.
Oh, okay, okay.
But if you ask me where I take my proteins, is mostly legumes. So
Okay.
beans, peas, chickpeas, lentils, this
Okay.
kind of things. On the bike, I eat, like, if when I go riding by
Yeah.
myself, one protein bar and jelly sandwiches.
Okay.
So bread and jam.
Okay.
And during an
So-
ultra race, a lot of sandwiches, rice, pasta. Okay, I'm Italian. I eat
Oh,
pasta.
yeah.
And I like a lot to drink coconut water.
Okay. All right.
That's works very
That's great
good
stuff.
for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a funny story about something I heard today, actually, during the team meeting.
Okay. Go
They
ahead.
were saying that while he's riding, he gets cravings.
Uh-huh.
And it's our job to get in the van and get out there and try and find it and
Yes.
bring it back, right?
Yeah, that's
And-
the crew's
yeah,
job.
and sometimes one of the races you got a craving for ice cream, so they were dashing around.
Yeah, I like ice creams.
Yeah,
Yes,
but-
especially when it's very hot. You know, ice
but then
cream.
the ice cream has to be made vegan, friendly.
Yes, yes, of course.
And so, what takes the place of cream? Is it coconut cream to make an ice cream?
No, it depends. Like soy milk or almond milk,
Okay.
this kind of thing.
Yeah. It's a very different diet than what I eat because, I mean, I just don't eat even anything close to a vegetarian. Nothing. I mean, I just don't. I mean,
I love fruit and vegetables.
Yeah,
I
I-
really love fruit. I eat a lot of fruit on the bike and off the bike.
yeah. Yeah.
As
Go ahead.
as I get older, I'm actually the same.
Yeah.
I'm actually eating less and less vegetables,
Yeah.
but I still eat a lot of fruit. For me, that's like a intolerance. I can't actually eat a lot of vegetables.
You can't.
I can't. No, if
No,
I
it just
do,
tears me up.
exactly.
I mean, too much information, but it's true. And that's why I don't eat a lot of fiber because I just don't need it. I think it's overrated to have all of that to maintain a a normal bowel schedule.
But mine, I have theories about mine, but
Yeah.
like I say, but mostly it is like an intolerance, like it's some kind of like IBS or something.
Yeah.
Whereas if I eat like really leafy greens, like broccoli or Brussels sprouts and like leafy salads, it's not good. It really
well,
it
broccoli
ends up
has
being
oxalates in it, and that's not good.
It ends
for
up
you,
being
so-
painful.
Broccoli.
So
I ate
yeah.
so many broccoli.
But
You do.
This is the thing
Yes.
about diets. Okay?
Yeah.
This is my strong opinion about diets. You'll get people in the durian rider camp
Yeah.
who are fervent in the belief that everybody needs to be a vegan kind of thing and that's the best diet. And then you get people who are like in another camp who are saying everybody needs to be like 100% meat or
Yeah.
paleo or
Yeah.
God knows what. There's so many different diets. My thing is, I think it depends on the individual.
Yes.
I think you have to experiment yourself, and if veganism works for you, and you're happy and you're healthy and it's working, then do
You
it.
know what's the problem? The ethical problem. Veganism works for me and for the animals.
Yeah.
Carnivorism works for you, but not for the animals.
Well,
That's the main problem. Then, like I wasn't born vegan. I became vegan. One day I decided, I don't think that killing animals when I can avoid to is so right. So I wanna try to be a vegetarian. I started being a vegetarian, and I felt better with my health. Okay.
and also from a moral perspective as well. For you felt better, yeah.
Yes.
But my
for
point-
me, the moral perspective is the base. It's what pushed me to be.
But
a
what
vegan.
I'm saying is, if you find for whatever reason that you physically can't eat a vegan
Yeah,
diet,
of
you shouldn't feel like you're immoral because you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
eat meat,
Yeah.
right? Because essentially that's what many of us were genetically predisposed to do anyway.
I
But what
agree
I'm saying
with
is,
that.
if like a lot of people are kind of people who eat a normal diet, should I say? I don't know what's normal inverted commas, but people who eat a mixture of fruit, vegetables, and meat and whatever.
The balanced diet.
A lot of people say, vegans this, vegans that, they're all crazy, whatever. No, I'm like, no. If it works for them, yeah, fine. But then, I know people in the past who were on a vegan diet and they had to switch because the doctor told them to. It was
Yeah.
like, this isn't working for you.
Yeah.
So and again, vegans will say, well, they weren't doing it right. But maybe that's the case, or maybe there's a percentage of people that literally can't do it. But I say, if it works for you, I'm in full support. I'm kind of a freedom guy.
Let me
Do whatever
let me
works
ask
for
you, living on a
But
Muslim.
freedom, I'm a freedom guy. Freedom for me, freedom for you, freedom for church, freedom for the animals.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Freedom, you have real freedom when everybody is free.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me ask you about being in a Muslim country. Is there any dietary restrictions there for you? Like things that you
You pointing.
Just in case you jumped in there. I was like,
things that you like
I
that
thought he
you
was talking about you. The US right now.
things that you like that you can't get, or is there something like that? Is there alcohol? Is there actual food items that you how about this? Food items that you grew up with living in England that now you just can't get because
Yeah.
you're in a Muslim country.
Oh, 100%. Being in any country, when you move to another country, you'll find there's things you can't get. It doesn't even have to be on the other side of the world in a completely different religion and everything, you know?
Right.
Even if you move a different state, you might struggle to get something,
Correct.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, 100%. Are we okay for time? We need to go.
No, we're very short on time.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well,
let's finish up with
finish
this
up
one.
with
then.
this one then. So this is a wrap, folks. Okay, so
There's an airport thing. There's a baggage thing. We yeah.
yeah. So the thing about it is that I think you have to be a special kind of breed of person to live how I live and to adapt, because there's a lot of friends I left behind in the UK who couldn't do it because they like alcohol too much.
Oh, is it hard to get alcohol, or is it
It's
impossible?
a dry country, they call it.
Oh,
It's if you're you see, I had to convert to
can I
my
take you out to get a drink?
well, I had to when in Rome.
Yeah.
When I had to convert in order to marry my wife, because
Yeah.
a non-Muslim can't marry a Muslim woman. So I had to convert and for the
Oh,
family.
okay,
So I'm
okay.
a Muslim. It's on my documents.
Yeah.
So you know, I part of that was giving up certain things. So for one example, that was pork. And the other example was alcohol. But the thing was, when I was growing up, I didn't get my kicks from drugs or from alcohol. I wasn't that kind of person.
The bike, right?
I was cycling while my friends were smoking various different things, or
Yeah.
you know, popping pills or whatever they were doing. I was out cycling. So my main joy in life was being on the bike. And so although I enjoyed a drink with friends, you know, and especially with my Italian background, when I go to Italy, you know, everyone sits in the bar at night and, you know, drinks whatever. But it was more about the social aspect. And so there's especially in the UK and regions of the UK, there's a big problem with alcoholism. People like using alcohol as a crutch for social situations or because they've got other issues. And I had a lot of, you know, acquaintances and friends who would drink themselves under the table on a regular basis, and it's kind of a sickness. So for me, it wasn't hard because I never had that issue. So when it was like, oh, you have to give up beer to marry your wife, I was like, that's fine. I can do that.
Do they have non-alcoholic beer?
They do.
Okay,
yeah.
all right,
And
so you can at least get
I'll have a
the
non-alcoholic beer.
fizziness and
yeah.
the
and
kind
actually,
of the flavor.
you know, when you're a kid, you don't like the flavor of beer, but when you get older, you love it. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's actually a really good Bavarian brand of non-alcoholic beer available
Okay,
in
all right.
Brunei,
So I mean, you don't miss it, but if you had to, you could.
yeah, so it's nice for certain meals, you know.
Yeah.
And then the pork thing, yeah, I miss that a lot because as a part Italian and spending a lot of time in Italy, everything has pork in it.
Yeah.
And I find it quite amusing. I don't eat Italian food anywhere but my own home.
Yeah.
Because it's never cooked right.
Yeah.
But like if you go to any restaurant anywhere in the world that's not Italy, the food just isn't right, and especially in a Muslim country, because like every single meal you see in Italy, there's pork fat in it. Like
Yeah.
even stuff you wouldn't think.
No, I don't agree with that. No,
Like,
what anything
we-
meal has
if you-
pork in it. What are you saying?
If you buy chicken pate,
Well, I mean carbonara, right?
if you-
but what else?
if you buy
Carbonara has pork in it.
yeah, if you
Okay,
if you
also
buy
amatriciana has pork in it. But like pesto alla genovese doesn't have pork in it, for example.
Well,
and it's a vegetarian dish.
vegetarian dish. Yeah,
Okay,
but
like
meat dishes.
pizza marinara doesn't have pork in it.
But,
and it's a vegan dish. And it's
because-
fantastic.
the main thing is that you'd have to have like a halal eatery
Yeah.
or restaurant. So if you served any pork products, that would like contaminate everything else in the eyes of the Muslims. So if you couldn't serve any kind of Italian food with pork in it, and that cuts out like a huge swathe of Italian food. And in my opinion, all the
But he
best,
disagrees.
all the
For
best stuff.
example, George, I know
Well,
he
he's
likes
a
also
vegan.
bugo. You like a
I
lot
love
also
ossobuco, yes.
Ossobuco doesn't have pork in it.
No, real shanks.
But you can't enjoy a good calzone, you know, a calzone, right? So
No, calzone, you can have calzone without pork
With just
in it.
then it's not a calzone.
ricotta.
No, it's a calzone. Because
well, okay.
calzone can have
But they do
a
Other
lot
filling.
of kind of fillings.
Different
Sure.
filling.
Yeah,
Different
this is the
fillings,
problem with
yeah.
bringing in Italians. No, but no,
But
seriously.
the problem is that I'm a real Italian.
What?
You're not a real
No, that's true.
Italian.
But
I'm sorry.
my cousins in Italy, like when we're in the north, they're like, "How do you survive?" Because they say that was them. They're like, everything has pork in it. Like, you know, a lot of I mean, something as simple as Parma ham. I really miss that.
Yeah.
But that's hard to get in a lot of places in the world anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pork. I find pork more difficult.
And
sausages.
I don't know how I would exist without prosciutto.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the most delicious things
or
ever.
the Iberic hams that they have in Spain. I mean, I just couldn't. It's really good stuff. But anyway, all right. These folks have another engagement to get to. If you would like to see more content with Reginald and I discussing things, please make a comment down below that you want to see more of that. Let's wish Giovanni tailwinds across the entire country for
Thank you so
3,000
much.
miles.
Thank you so much.
3,000 miles. This is a massive undertaking. And I did it as a two-person team. I did a lot of the riding on that two-person team, but I just would never sign up for solo. So I respect you for even just making that commitment. And I look forward to following your dot as it goes across the screen.
I hope my dot is gonna go very fast.
I hope so.
I'm
I
gonna
hope
make
so.
it at the end to the other side of the United States.
Reginald, thank you for spending some time with us today, with me.
Thank
Giovanni,
you so much, George.
good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're
It's
welcome.
been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. For everyone else, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.
Bye.